money. AM 1440 and FM 1063 KUHL.
7:33, good morning information now. Coming up, we'll check in with California news. We got some more traffic and weather updates here, and it's going to be hot today, so we're expecting temperatures over in the Santa Ynez Valley. Solvang could see 108 today, so pretty warm. Might see about 90 here in Santa Maria. Right now, time to talk food with our favorite grocery gal, Amy Goldsmith. Amy's helped to launch and grow some of the most well-known brands that many of us eat or at least see on the grocery shelves. She's a food industry insider and lives her life as a food finder, looking for the best new products and trends. You can follow Amy and direct message her any questions through Facebook and also on Instagram at The Grocery Gal. First of all, Amy, welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Ben.
All right, so we have something in the news that we wanted to talk about. Apparently, Berkeley, California has banned junk food at its checkout aisles. Is that correct? And what does this mean exactly?
Yes. So as part of a health initiative, Berkeley is getting ready to become the first city in the United States to require large grocery stores to stop selling junk food and candy at the checkout aisles. The new rule is expected to go into effect next March, and it's called the Healthy Checkout Ordinance, and it requires stores that are larger than 2,500 square feet to sell at least 25 square feet of healthy items within a 3-foot radius of the checkout registers. So when you're thinking about those checkout registers, you've got your cold soda, you've got your gum and your candy. That's about 25 square feet. All of those items will now be fresh fruit and whole grain alternatives, better for you type of snacks. Basically, it should be called, I think, the anti-impulse buy ordinance, because that's really what's happening. I mean, you can shop and stick to a shopping list, but you get to that checkout area, and that candy bar or chocolate egg or even those mini flashlights for your keychain look good, and all of a sudden you're throwing that in the cart. Those are called impulse purchases, and they are wants and not needs.
Can't tell you how many times I've actually taken some of those items, so I know what you mean by that. So will this affect sales of candy and some of those junk food items?
Well, absolutely. It may not hurt overall sales. I mean, it can go either way. It may help sales. If there are healthier items and people are really looking for healthier snacks, there actually may be more impulse buying. And I mean, we'll have to see. But it's certainly going to cut down on those candy purchases for sure. I mean, think about it. Unless you need to buy a big bag of candy for Halloween or a party or something, you don't typically seek out the candy aisle in a grocery store. You impulse buy it. And that check stamp placement costs a lot of money to those companies. It's called a slotting fee, and they pay to be there. And because willpower is weak at the end of a long shopping trip and your kid's begging you for a treat while waiting in line, that can really wear on a person, so you end up impulse buying. And there's nowhere else in the grocery store that you are not moving, if you think about it. You're only not moving at the checkout. It has your undivided attention. So impulse purchasing, is a big deal there. It can continue probably with healthier items, and candy sales will go down a bit. But they say retailers in test cases around the country and in California have seen increases in sales of healthy foods since they changed their checkout aisles to include more fresh options in the display. So we'll have to see. But what I can tell you is that 7-Eleven keeps bananas at the front, the checkout area, and they still sell nearly 30 million bananas a year.
Wow, that's a lot of bananas. So speaking of 7-Elevens, will this ordinance affect convenience stores at all there in Berkeley?
In the case of Berkeley, it only pertains to stores that have a larger footprint than 2,500 square feet. So grocery stores, Whole Foods, Bed Bath & Beyond, CVS, Walgreens, Trader Joe's. Those places are going to have to re-merchandise their checkout areas, but not 7-Eleven, Circle K's, A&P's. It's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, retailers will pay attention, and if sales increase, then the stores will ultimately merchandise that front area on their own, and it won't need to be legislated. In the checkout area, it hasn't changed because it's a sure thing with the slotting fees. They're guaranteed a certain amount of dollars due to that fee. So whether they sell a chocolate bar or not, that area is basically rented. It's paid for, and that's why it hasn't ever changed.
Yeah, we're speaking to Grocery Gal Amy Goldsmith here on KUHL, the time 7:37. So there was a reason why I wanted to talk about this, because as someone that, is involved in the food industry, I wanted to see your opinion. I mean, is this something that's going to be beneficial or what?
I mean, listen, I'm a co-founder of a chocolate bar company, so I get this. the candy industry has a hold on that real estate in the store. It is prime real estate. Again, like I said, undivided attention for consumers waiting to check out. I'm open to change and to see how it plays out. I'm just not in favor of legislating it. Every store is different, and I think it should be up to the store. I mean, what sells in Santa Maria may not sell in Santa Monica, you know. So I think it really should be up to the store. But for now, I like the nudge to see what happens. Otherwise, we would never know. I think what you might start to see ultimately, if this goes nationwide, is candy sections not just in an aisle, but as a destination, almost like a store within a store concept. There's a ton of extra real estate in the store right now due to COVID. Think about it. No salad bars, no seating at the grocery. So let's use that space and make it fun and interesting, and it can be a destination area to buy candy and gifts and treats, and still that would be an impulse buy. I mean, I can see parents negotiating, right? Hey, little Joey, I'll take you to the sweet shop to pick out something, but just behave while we're shopping the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that happening. So from a professional perspective, I'm looking forward to this exercise.
Yeah, we'll be see what happens if maybe this is going to be an idea that carries on to other cities. So, Amy, we had a couple calls recently, so we wanted to try to get these questions answered because we do like the input. We appreciate that. So one listener wants to know, and I might be in the same boat, what aspartame is. So my doctor actually told me about this, and it's something you need to kind of watch out for, I guess.
So aspartame is an artificial sweetener, and we know it as NutraSweet or Equal in the little blue packet. It's used in many foods and beverages because it's much sweeter than sugar. So we can use much less of it and get the same level of sweetness, which is really ideal for those watching their calories. A while ago, an Italian study linked aspartame to cancer in rodents. However, many other studies have suggested otherwise. The FDA has concluded that aspartame is safe. The European Food Safety Authority, which tends to be stricter and more conservative than the FDA, has deemed it safe and couldn't link cancer with leukemia, brain tumors, or other cancers. But other studies suggest it's tough on the stomach, it can change your moods, it changes metabolism, and more. So you have to do what's most comfortable for you or what your doctor recommends. But keep in mind, it is regulated, and a person would have to drink 36 cans of soda a day to reach the maximum consumption amount of aspartame. So if you're drinking 12 packs of soda a day, I think you have other problems. It's not just aspartame.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know anybody that's doing that. Also, we had a caller that wanted to know the top foods to eat. So in general, you talk about the different aisles in the store and different brands, but I guess our caller wants to know, what is the healthiest food? I have to admit, I need to know this too.
Well, let me say this. Every body is different, and what your body needs is different than mine. Also, I am not a registered dietitian, but I asked around, I asked experts to name the food that's universally the best for our bodies. And the one answer all my experts mentioned, much to George Bush's dismay, is broccoli.
Ah, okay.
So broccoli provides good amounts of fiber, calcium, potassium, folate, and phytonutrients. I couldn't get anyone to say anything bad about broccoli. But overall, the best foods are on the perimeter of the store. Fresh foods, fruits, veggies, fish, lean meat, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to shop. The center aisles are all processed foods.
All right. So I love broccoli, by the way, but I find myself dipping it in ranch or putting butter on it. So I'm sure that probably lessens the health components of broccoli.
Yeah, look on the back of the branch bottle and look at what the serving amount is. So, and look at the ingredients, make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup in your ranch, and look and see if it's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and stick to that. And you'll be able to maintain, the caloric intake and in terms of butter, try olive oil.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. So we just got to be...
And just look at the serving size.
Okay, so that's really the key there. But and sometimes I'll just eat broccoli by itself. Sometimes if I'm having a salad or if I'm eating it with meat, I don't put anything on it. So I guess we just got to be careful about that.
Exactly. You can steam it, and it's really good.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Hey, thanks for the input from our listeners there. And by the way, you can follow Amy in direct message or any questions through Facebook and also on Instagram at The Grocery Gal. And we've already had some calls, so I'll be contacting you about a future topic for our next visit. We always get some good input there, Amy.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ben.
All
Have
right.
a great day.
You too. 743. Don't forget birthdays and anniversary wishes. 928-1440 is my number.
A reminder to check out California Tacos and Tap Room in Solvang. Check out the new Cali Tacos Rewards app for mobile ordering and delivery. They also have an outdoor patio for your dining pleasure. It's not a tortilla if it's not homemade. California Tacos and